And then once you learn everything, then you can start being a volunteer. Why you are here? To help humanity. Then only you will be able to do it. Without knowing what is their problem, you won't be able to help. That completely shifted my life because
Hello, family. Welcome back to the Explore the Extraordinary podcast. My name's Betty, and today I'm joined by Raja. And Raja is a cosmic dancer. And we're going to talk today about knowing the truth of who you are, which I totally love this topic. I got to meet Raja at our Phoenix conference, our 2024 in-person IANDS conference. And he really is a cosmic dancer because we were dancing on the dance floor together, and it was incredible. So I'm going to toss it right over to you. Thank you for your willingness to serve our community.
oh, thank you so much, Betty. It was a divine presence with you when I listened to you at the Near Death conference, and also thanks for the opportunity for doing podcast with me. To talk about myself, I'm Raja. I was born in India, raised as an atheist, and then after that, I've been living a regular life, and I looked at the world. I don't believe on spiritual stuff, God, because I have to see to believe things. So I looked at the world, and I saw like everyone is behind money, running behind money, and whoever has more money, they get what they really want. Fancy cars, home, partners, and traveling, and wherever we want to go, we can go if we have money. So I started running behind money. I became a software engineer, made money, and then I came to US. I lived in California for 15 years. I worked at Hollywood and stuff. So I was making money in dollars, and trying to live a luxury life, which I always wanted from childhood. Buying BMW cars, Tesla, and traveling all over the world. Buying home and stuff. But whatever I do, I get that happiness only for 2 to 3 months after I buy a car. After that, it will just fades away. And then I thought the traveling is like make me happy all the time. Then I started traveling for 3 months, and then I got bored. I don't know what else to do. After that, I had this question in my mind, like, I'm here in this life for a specific reason, but I'm doing something else. I had this question. I couldn't get answer for that question, and keep living the same life, which is putting me in the same pattern, and I go into pain and suffering, that I couldn't fit in this world. So I started questioning myself, why only I have to go through this, because everyone else is like living the regular life, and they are like having fun. Monday to Friday they work, and then weekend they go for some fun, the drink on Friday night, and then coming back office on Monday morning. It was all quite meaningful, everybody. And then why I'm not getting this, you know so that kind of suffering made me to got into spirituality. And then I did some research about spirituality, and about oneness and stuff. And then I went to Amazon. I moved to Kauai 3 years back. The indigenous Amazon people will be coming here, and also I go to Amazon to do or learn their spiritual wisdom from them. And then once I sat with the Amazonian people, learn the spirituality, that's when life started making sense to me. That's the first time, because it'll be always like, why I have to go to school, why I have to do the homework, and then why I have to get a job, why I have to get married and have kids, and then send the kids again, go to the school, and which I did, which I don't want to do homework. Why should I do the same thing? Since life never made any sense to me. Living life was like really horrible for me. Why I have to live this life? But once I did this work with the Amazonian people, I I started getting a clear wisdom that you are a different um, conscious state being, and you came into earth to help the humanity. You volunteered to help humanity growth, right? So if you're volunteering and then you come here, and then if somebody is coming to you, oh, I'm heartbroken because of this girl, can you help me? And I'm a volunteer, I should be able to help, but how would I help without knowing what is heartbreak for a human, right? So that's why have to put into all the scenarios, like you have to learn the heartbreak, and you have to learn what is boring, what is hatred, everything, and then you should know how to come out of that. And then once you learn everything, then you can start being a volunteer. Why you are here? To help humanity. Then only you will be able to do it. Without knowing what is their problem, you won't be able to help. That completely shifted my life because it made complete sense to me, like so much meaningful about life. And then I started respecting everything what I do. Everything I started respecting, and then started living life after that. Slowly, more and more I work in this world exactly of why I'm here. Then I started dancing all of a sudden. I call that as a cosmic dancer, because we always look at the world, at some expectation, this is how the world should work. But when something is moving in a different direction, people, they just carried away with whatever is happening. But if we are just accepting whatever is happening, then you are in the cosmic flow, right? That's how I become a cosmic dancer. And then when I dance, people come and ask me like, how are you doing the steps, and how can I dance like you? And then I was like, if I know dancing, then I can teach them how to dance. But I just calm my mind and allow the music move through my body. That's all I do. But I don't do dance steps, because I go to different places and then I do different dance steps based on the place, people around me, and everything. But I don't do the same steps all the time. So I started questioning myself, like how I became dancer, how I can teach people, about this dancing things. And then I put together all the information, what I've gone through in my life, how I became a cosmic dancer. And then basically the steps will be like knowing the truth, who you are, why you are here, and what you're here to do. All those things, like a story. I put all the information together, and then I started sharing with some schools and corporates, um, making them to know what is life is all about. Instead of just, if you go to corporates, there will be rat race all the time. People will be like running behind money. They want more bonus and promotion and stuff, and they'll be keep running, right? But they don't respect what they have all the time, right? So so after I do the session with them, then they will understand what is life exactly. And it started making more meaningful for them about life. And then they'll start living life, you know so yeah, that's all about. And then so after so before, I used to run behind money and then buy my happiness through money. But now when I dance, or even teach people how I became dancer, or the spiritual wisdom I teach, I will not have $1 million in my account or a fancy car, home, or beautiful partner. Just myself dancing and then teaching will give so much joy within me, which I was seeking all through my life, through money. And yeah, that's how I attracted abundance. And also, like, I don't want to keep what I have within me and show like, oh, I'm the only one will have this joyful state. You should all look at me and start jealous about me, or I'm not like that. Whatever I've gone through in my life, how I learned, how I attracted abundance, I want to teach people so that everyone should start feeling joyful, and also abundance within themselves. That's my whole motive of doing this podcast. Thanks for the opportunity, Betty.
Thanks for sharing. So, yeah, I love what you're talking about. The first thing that's coming up for me is I'm thinking about the embarrassment, like the
Mhm.
shame kind of that's associated with being your truest, authentic self. So I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about how do you shed those layers of embarrassment or thinking that people are judging you and just be in the flow?
Yeah, that's the conditioning from my childhood. I always wanted to, there is advanced soul and the young souls. Young souls, they born with a silver spoon with a lot of money background, and also good IQ and stuff. Advanced souls will be having like shitty childhood. They'll not have good IQ and traumatic, family and stuff. So I was born as a fifth child. I go to school. I couldn't um you know learn anything from school. I'll just go sit idle, and then once they are done with the class, I just wake up and come. In between, if they ask any questions, I will not be able to answer. And then it's such a shameful, why I couldn't do that, why I couldn't score marks. And then I always wanted to play cricket. It's a game, famous game in India. And when I go there, I won't be able to field properly, or catch the ball or hit the ball. Those things, everywhere I go, it will be like really shameful. And that was being conditioned to me. And also, like, I thought I cannot do this anymore. Like, I don't think I'm capable of doing any of this. I look dark and people don't like me. That's how it was always, from my childhood. And then once I started making money, I was dressed up nicely, wearing good belt and shoes, having a fancy car. That's how I thought like people will respect me. That's how it all started. But once I grown spiritually, once I learned I am a advanced soul, so the young souls, they born with good IQ and then they stay like that. But the advanced soul, um they have to bring their soul out to bring their magnetism power, right? So I learned that, and then started working on letting go of my conditioning, right? The more I let go of my conditioning, my soul started coming out. Once the soul comes out, it's like infinite, and also we are advanced souls, right? So my magnetism, everything was seen by people. We are magnets, and how fast the electrons moving through our chakra systems without guilt, shame, grief, and stuff here. So that's how people see me now. So yeah, I think I answered your question.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yeah, okay.
So, something else that I want to kind of explore a little bit is what was your experience like? Kind of how have you been able to utilize this in your present life? Does it spill into other areas? So you have this a spiritual foundation and you're really like vibing in your most cosmic self? And how do you get through your human life with that awareness?
Right. So people came and asked me like, oh, how can I grow spiritually? Should I go to Himalayas and start meditating and then go into higher conscious state and things like that? The first thing I'll answer is, no, I'm not going to tell any of that. Okay. You are in the right place at the right moment. Everything is perfectly orchestrated. What do you think like God is doing when you're going through so much suffering in life? He's like working on orchestrating your complete everyday life and situation for you. So why do you need to go anywhere else? You are perfect in the place wherever you are. So without trying to learn wisdom or move to place to learn something is not going to work at all. Okay. So wherever you sleep, wherever you eat, wherever you go to work, wherever you drive, go to the same place, but I'm going to teach a different way of life, right? So when you're born, you looked at the home. Oh, this is my home and these are my parents, and I go to school, and then come back home and then play, sleep, and then next day go to school. That's how our life started. After that, we have been conditioned based on what society told us, and we have been living all through our life in the same way. Now I'm going to tell you the truth of who you are, that you are the soul, came into earth to play a game. And once you know the truth, and also I'll teach them how to play this game, like how who you are meeting every day, what kind of situations you are coming to. That will tell you what stage you are in a game and how to pass that game. Those are all the things I teach them. Once they understand all that, they will go live in the same life, but a different perception about life. They will not get frustrated or jealousy or hatred. Instead, they will try to be in love and see the world in a different perception that will completely shift their whole life. That's how I did.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
I want to ask about, what is your spiritual community like today? Do you find that you are surrounded by people who have the same perception as you, or do you have a hard time connecting?
Yeah, when I was in California, it was all materialistic living, wearing Louis Vuitton belt and Versace shoes, things like that. But when I got into spirituality, I couldn't connect with those people, and I thought like I should be surrounded by like-minded people with who understand spirituality and stuff. And then I moved to Kauai. And then for first 3 months, it was so good. Everyone understand we are all one, and it's the perfect thing like that. And then slowly it started, even in spirituality, I started seeing jealous, hatred, and everything. I was like, okay, knowing we are all one is what a spiritual community is. Why there is a hatred and jealous factor coming within that? I was like feeling awkward. This is all happening in the spiritual community. And then I got a clear intuition that we need people, like I said, who you meet and what kind of situation you are putting into is what determines everything, right? People always, they are trying to find a best country to live, and then they will go there. But the problem is, what we carry within is what is going to be surrounded by us. Even we go into best country to live, there are like 99% of good people or like-minded people, but there are like one corrupted people. You will run into that 1% corrupted people, because what we carry within is what the universe is reflecting on us. right? And also, if we can go and live in a worst country and attract one good like-minded 1% of good like-minded people. So it's based on what we carry within. Doesn't matter what the outside world looks like. So that's the clear communication I got. So even after coming to Kauai and surrounded by all spiritual community, it's basically what we carry within is going to reflect outside. So that's the lesson I got, and then I keep working on myself of clearing my own trauma and problems within to reflect, to attract good people in my life.
What are some of the tools that you're using to clear out some of that wounding?
So this is what I do. I do some meditation, yoga to bring my awareness, um, and see the world with full awareness of who am I meeting, why this people is coming, and what kind of situation I've been put into, right? And based on the situation, if somebody is frustrating, I usually I get frustrated and then throw this person out of my life, or I move to a different place and then keep attracting the same frustration in my life, same kind of situation. But after I learned all this, if somebody is coming into my life and making me frustrated, I ask the question myself, what is inside me causing this person come into my life and making me frustrated? The moment I ask that question, right, that completely shifts everything. Where we are putting the attention within instead of outside. Instead of trying to change the person outside of us, I'm trying to change myself. The moment I shift that perception, everything started shifting in my life, right? And also I asked the question, if love is the only truth and everything else is illusion, where this frustration is coming from? Is it coming from me, or from old trauma, or from my ancestors? The more we ask the questions, we get intuitions where this frustration coming from us, which is other than love. And more we start working on ourselves, everything within us will change, and outside world is a reflection of us, so it will automatically change.
I love that. I love the
Thank you.
idea of connecting and seeing if it's coming from this life, somebody else's life, a past life. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that. So I want to ask about maybe some other mystical experiences that have happened in your life. Tell me some cool synchronicity story or something that, yeah, let's connect in that way.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many things. Like when I went to Amazon and I did the ceremonies with people, um, that how it's like there is a movie in India. It's called Slumdog Millionaire. So the movie is about a slum guy will go into a millionaire show, and he will be able to answer all the questions, and people will be like, even the people who studied in big university, they won't able to answer these questions. You are from slum. How are you able to answer all these questions? And no one will believe him. And then he will keep telling, all my life experiences were teaching me all this, so he knows what is there in US dollars, but he'll not know what is there in Indian rupees, because his life situation was like that. So we are all trying to build a story for ourselves, a profession for ourselves, but God has already designed the whole life for us from the childhood all the way. If you are in 30 have to become a millionaire, then all your life experiences are put in such a way that you will know the answers when you go into a millionaire show when you're 30. It's not only that movie, like everybody's life is already planned. Like I'm 45 now, so 40 to 45 I'll be in the spiritual work. After that I'll be a spiritual teacher. So when I do a software engineer job or doing interviews, I have to like really prepare myself and get ready with answers and stuff. But after I got into spirituality, like the questions you are asking, or I go to schools and teach people, and who are asking questions, literally I'll be able to go into their shoes and answer those questions, and they'll be like, how do you know all this? Because my life experiences, all my experiences are already based on who I'll become. So the profession, what we are building, should be based on your life experiences, not going to college and learn from it and then go into a profession. If you're going to college to learn it, then you'll be keep learning more and more to answer questions to people. But if you are like relying on your life experiences, how I became a dancer, I go to different places, make different steps and keep doing. I never go to college to learn dancing. And even the spiritual coaching, it's all from my life experiences. God has already orchestrated, he worked on everything to put together all these life experiences, so that when I become a spiritual teacher after 45, I'll be able to answer all the questions. That's why I have to go through all these sufferings in my life, you know so everything is already orchestrated. So that's the synchronistic thing. Like, whoever ask any questions about spirituality and suffering and things, when I was the software engineer, I'll be like, really, like when I go to interview, I'll be like, oh, what question they will ask, will I know that answer or not, things like that. But here, when I go into these meetings, I'll be like really happy and sitting, because for sure I'll know the answer, whatever they're asking. And when I say that, I'll feel so abundance when I answer those questions. So yeah. And also, God is not just one who will come and help. God is here, and then there is a whole spirit world is there, and then down is humanity. So God is only balancing. So if the dark goes high, he'll bring the light high, and then dark goes low, then he'll bring the light low, to balance it out. And in between the spirit world, so the whole spirit guides, all they are working like corporations. For every individuals, they have so many spirit guides to like really help you through anything, basically. So if you are with wrong person at the wrong time, first it will try to slowly make you aware that you are really deviating in your path. But sometimes they will like really, I was driving the car, really they will come and hit, and then you'll be like the universe will literally shake you that, come on, wake up, you are not in your path, you're doing something else, like, or hitting your head with something, or cutting your hand when you're like um doing your vegetables and stuff. So everything, every second of your life happens for a reason, and you see numbers, everything for a reason. All these things is very hard to understand, or even believe it, because we have been conditioned always look outwards, not inside, and we have no idea the spirit world is works or not. But these indigenous peoples are, since they live in the forest all the time, they are so tuned to this spirit world, because they are natural beings. When I go and learn from them and stayed with them, so I started seeing all these synchronicities, and how the spirit world, spirit beings are coming and helping us in every way. So once I started believing on that, then the life is like, okay, you're not alone. Even if you are like somewhere in the jungle in between, your spirit guides are with you, and that gives so much comfort instead of thinking like I'm alone, about life. And then you start living life very easily, um, that's how the synchronicities worked in my life.
Thank you for sharing that. So I heard you say, and I absolutely agree with you 100%, that the things that we go through in life are predetermined. They're to help us get to another spot. But let's say that somebody is listening who's just kind of in the suffering part of it, and they can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. What would you say to somebody who's going through something like that?
Um, yeah, I mean, we cannot change anything from the where the level it was created, right? So first thing is, I'll try to talk to them first. There are different ways we can make things understand. Okay, so we have been conditioned, and there is something called conscious mind, there is subconscious mind. So even though I say, okay, there is nothing called suffering and you don't need to suffer, their subconscious is conditioned or programmed to be in suffering. Even though I bring them back and talk for 2 hours, and then once I'm done, next day they sleep and go back, the same subconscious program will keep running and put them back into suffering state. So the teaching is one thing, and then have like a proper morning routine, morning discipline. Like, as soon as you wake up, don't go into the same pattern of everyday life. Instead, do something, like earthing exercise or yoga, meditation, or instead of just watching TV news and stuff, right? So the discipline is very important. For some people, just the teaching is enough so that they will be able to override their subconscious programming and then start attracting abundance in life. For some people, there are other ways we can do. We can give this indigenous medicine to rewire their subconscious mind, and then bring back the joyful state. So basically, we are born, we forgot who we are so that we can get conditioned. Now we are in the suffering state. At this moment, we can start teaching how to let go of the conditioning. So these sufferings are coming from the conditioning. The more we work on in getting the condition out, we become truly who you are. And once we become who you are, then love is the only truth. Everything else is the illusion we created to experience, not to just suffer. So knowing the truth is first thing, and then next step is like how to integrate the truth into life. I'll teach them, and then they can start living the truth. If they couldn't live because of the pattern, then we can work with some medicine so that they will get conscious or become aware of the truth and start living the truth.
I love real tools. So thank you for sharing that. Meditation, yoga, move your body, do something, eat clean,
Right.
get out of the conditioning. I
Right.
I really love that. And I think that just by listening to videos like this, or, filling yourself with spiritual knowledge, you're already on the path
Right.
to dismantling those belief systems and those structures. So thank you for that. And I've
Right.
really enjoyed spending time with you today. I just want to see if there's anything else that you'd like to share to feel more complete about our time together.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Thanks for giving this opportunity. I'm trying to move from my profession, software engineer, to become the spiritual teacher. Want to really serve the world of how to become a cosmic dancer and stuff. I have a YouTube channel, Instagram, and Facebook. I've been posting all my downloads and how to live a better life and things like that. I think this is a great opportunity to go into the world of moving into a new profession. Thank you so much for your help, Betty.
I love supporting other spiritual people, spiritual entrepreneurs. It's like my favorite thing to do. I'm so grateful to IANDS for giving us this space to connect. And we'll see you next time.
Sure. Thank you.